Hey, I'm Tim Myers. We're here at Garages Americas today. I'm the developer, one of the partners of the complex. And Mason's here today again to do one of his updates.
We got Tim to come on camera.
I'm gonna make my world debut today. So a couple of updates. Building 3, Mason talked about last week. It's pretty well done now. The sheeting for that building is in, which we can show you in just a minute. There's more of our retaining wall that's going in behind building 4. Over here though, a little more exciting. Mason talked about this in the last update. This is actually building 5. And when we were talking about building 3, Mason, you were pointing out to everybody that the buildings are going to be quite tall. So this is the front of the buildings. This is 23 feet on the eave on the right side. This is 31 feet on the back. And so with this guy standing here, you get a really good view of just how tall these buildings are going to be. The good news for our unit owners is our second stories are going to have incredibly tall ceilings. And our second stories are also 14 feet off the ground downstairs. So this allows a unit owner to put a car lift wherever they want, to park a race trailer or a car trailer inside their unit, park an RV in the unit without smashing the air conditioning units off the roof. And so a lot of other garage complexes, you'll see that somebody buys one, they want to put their trailer in there, they can only put it at the front of their unit. Or they can only park their RV, a small RV, at the front of their unit because they otherwise would hit the ceiling of the second story. Same thing with car lifts. There's a lot of garage condo complexes you can only put a car lift in the front. There's not enough height to put a car lift in the back underneath the second story floor. So we made our buildings extra tall to account for that. And so just in the past few days, quite a bit of this has gotten put together. So this is building 5. This is actually the main drive aisle that we're in. So the second gate, we have a 2-gate complex, 76 security cameras, including license plate recognition and facial recognition, which will be good for the security of the owners in the complex. And then on the far end down here, this is building 6. And building 6's foundation is supposed to pour on Monday night at 2 a.m. So behind us here is the clubhouse. So this is a 10,000 square foot clubhouse. This gives you a pretty good sensation of just how large this thing is going to be. So it's 102 feet long and it's 47 feet wide, inside wall to inside wall. And so this whole clubhouse is 102 feet long. And so what you're looking at here, you can see all the pipes that are sticking up out of here. This is where the bathrooms are, the showers are, the kitchen area, the bar area, our outdoor kitchen area, our outdoor barbecue area, laundry room, and this area right here is the clubhouse. This is our meet and eat area. Over here we'll have carbon fiber tables, set up like a restaurant, 4-person and 6-person tables with chairs. For people that have a big party, it'll seat 55 people comfortably. And then this area that's on the end, actually from right here where you can see these posts sticking up, this is our outdoor patio area. So again, 102 feet long by 14.5 feet wide. This will be the outdoor patio. On the far end down here will be our outdoor kitchen, outdoor barbecue area. And then above us will be a second story balcony. And the balcony upstairs will have a 92-foot long pergola with powered slats in the roof so that you can open the slats or close the slats to let in sunlight or to create more shade area upstairs, which just makes our balcony more usable in the hot summer months rather. And keeps the furniture from getting too hot and so forth. And it creates additional living space outside or additional party space for a DJ or bartender or things like that. They can actually be in the shade. So it extends the upstairs space by 1,500 square feet. So 1,500 square foot patio, 1,500 square foot balcony, so 3,000 square feet of outdoor living space. So the clubhouse is actually quite large, and this gives you a good sensation when we're standing here of just how big this is going to be. It's actually shocking even to me, and I'm the one that designed it to be this big. So it's going to be quite big. I mean, we're literally, I don't know, 30 feet from the end, and if you just look, that's going to be a long way when you walk in the clubhouse from one end of the clubhouse to the other. So it's pretty exciting to see this starting to come together. Again, you can see more columns that have been put up here. So these are the columns for the units. And so these units are back to back, and so there'll be a unit on this side and then a unit on this side. And so they'll be front to back. We do have a couple owners that bought 2 units front to back. They're going to open the center wall and make an extra big unit. We have some unit owners also that bought side-by-side units that are going to open the center wall between those units and have an enormous looking space. You can see a good bit of the fence down here too, off in the distance. Yeah. And so last time you were here, they had just a small section of stuff, but you can see that fence is going to look terrific around the whole property. It's actually an interesting stat: 4,524 linear feet of fence. It's about 3/4 of a mile of 8-foot tall fence. And then I mentioned the security cameras will be 76 cameras. There'll be 21 cameras inside the clubhouse also. So anybody that's in the clubhouse will always be on camera for the safety of people that are using the clubhouse or events that we have here. This area that we're in is going to be kind of the heart of it all, because when we have events here or parties here or cars and coffee, Porsche Club events, Ferrari Club events, there'll be a lot of people in this area. The other thing that's interesting about our clubhouse is on this side of the clubhouse, we actually are putting in 2 glass hanger style garage doors, so they fold up. And so rather than rolling up and over the top, they actually fold out to the outside of the building. And what's cool about that, and it's because somebody asked us, hey, could we ever have an event inside that we could park a car inside? And the answer to that is yes. So we put these glass hanger doors on the front of the building. So if somebody wanted to have a party and have their car on display, or they wanted to take delivery of a new car from one of the fancy car dealerships in town, that car could be put in here with a bow on it or a cover on it, and have hors d'oeuvres and champagne and a party with somebody's car inside the clubhouse actually. And so we put those on the front also. There's two ways to get out on the patio from the bottom floor, 3 ways to get out from the top floor, and then obviously our driving simulators will be upstairs. We do have an 18-person conference room that our unit owners, any of the areas of the clubhouse, our unit owners can reserve these spaces for their own personal use. And it's part of just a perk of being a unit owner. And so if you want to have a company Christmas party, kid's birthday party, just a meeting with people that you work with, or a lot of the people that are here own companies and so forth, they can just reserve a space here to have a meeting, or out-of-town guests, things like that. They can have a party here, or a get-together, or watch party, F1 watch party, or NASCAR watch party, or 24 Hours Le Mans. I'm sure we'll have an event here with catered food and everything else. So it's going to be an exciting time. Also, we're putting a full laundry room in. That's worth noting, because some people have said, hey, what am I going to do about laundry? Do I need to plan for a laundry room? So it's over where all this plumbing is. And so it's a 2 washer, 2 dryer laundry room. And then we'll have a full-time clubhouse attendant that'll do concierge services, party planning, event planning. So she'll get you a caterer, she'll get you a DJ, she'll get you somebody to pour drinks, whatever the case may be. Again, that's just a perk of being a unit owner. So that's just included as being a unit owner in our complex. We have a different approach, obviously. We have a different approach on how we design the units. So it's nice to see this coming together. Our first 2 buildings here, the steel's going up, and we're really excited about that. The foundation is ready to pour, so that's been scheduled for Monday, so we're watching the weather really close. The plumbing for building 9 is done. Yeah, so building 9 will be the next building down here. The plumbing is done for that. So as soon as these guys get this foundation poured on Monday, they'll flip over and start doing building number 9, and then we'll come over and start working on our 2 buildings for phase 2. And so these buildings are a little bit smaller, so these will go pretty quick actually. And so those 2 buildings, we have to get all this stuff out of the way. And then these 2 buildings they're near at grade right now. And so we get the stuff out of here, we'll be able to start on the foundations and the plumbing over on these 2 buildings. And these buildings will go up, and I heard you say on the last video, we're hoping to have these 2 buildings done by F1. We're actually hoping to have all phase 1 buildings done by F1, and possibly even at least one of the 2 buildings of phase 2 we'll have done by F1. So that's the goal right now, and that's the plan. That'll be exciting news for some of our pre-buyers. We've been sold out on phase 1 and phase 2. We had a prospect just visit us a few minutes ago. He has agreed to purchase a unit in phase 3. We're about to release those to the interest list, and so we'll get those going here pretty soon. We've just been holding off on that to understand our costs more around these things, and in case there was any design changes that we need to make, but I think we're pretty well ready to go on that. Some other announcements that we'll have later on too about what it means to own a unit here and some of the perks and so forth. And so there'll be some announcements around that we'll be ready to share here pretty soon. So,
well, thank you, Tim. Y'all, we'll see you next time. Call me if you got any questions at all. We'll see y'all.